Okay. So last time we were continuing this series, Karma and Destiny, and we have discussed some important aspects of Karma and Destiny and the definitions from Bhagavad Gita. So I'll do a quick recap. So what is karma? Whatever we do, that has some reaction, and basically that reaction is called karma. If you do good activities, then we will get pious reaction, and if you do bad activities, we'll have sinful reaction. So when we take birth, we do some action, and that action is converted into our karma or our karmic account. And after death, based on the karma, we get a new birth. And this cycle continues. And to get out of this cycle, we need to perform devotional service or bhakti yoga, which can burn up all the karmas. Karmani nirdahati kintucha bhakti bhajam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajan. We also discussed about, is everything destined or nothing is destined? We can achieve anything by hard work. So both extremes are incorrect, and the reality lies in between. That destiny is a function of our hard work. So in our destiny is written in such a way that it is a function of hard work. That if you do this much hard work, you will get this. If you do 0% hard work, you will get nothing. If you do 50% hard work, you will get this much. And if you do 100% hard work, maximum you can reach up to this level. So this is how our destiny is written. So if we do not do hard work at all, we will get nothing. And that is also a part of destiny. We discussed that is God responsible for our evil acts? No, because the evil acts are happening because of our desire, and God is just sanctioning. So sanctioning does not necessarily mean that he wants that. And there is an analogy given that a child, if the child is curious to put his finger inside the running fan, the parents may tell the child that you don't do it, but the child is adamant because the child does not have an experience of how it feels to put the finger inside fan. So in spite of the repeated warnings by the parents, the child will maintain that desire. So similarly, if the Supreme Lord wants, he can restrict us from doing the sinful activities. He can freeze our uh, hands and legs so that we cannot perform that activity. But the internal transformation will not happen. It will not happen that the desire for doing the sinful activity will not go away from our heart. So for that permanent transformation, sometimes the Supreme Lord allows us to do the sinful activity. And when we do the sinful activity, and we get the karmic reactions, and then over multiple lifetimes, those reactions get accumulated, and then it causes transformation in the heart. So this is how, although God sanctions our activities, not all activities, whatever is done by us is not wanted by the Supreme Lord. It is not his will, but he is just sanctioning because of our stubbornness. And this is an important concept from Bhagavad Gita, that the soul desires, Paramatma sanctions, and material nature executes. So we have discussed in different relevant slokas from Bhagavad Gita. And this is the key to success. Endeavor and success, the graph look like this. Up to a certain threshold, endeavor is proportional to success. And after that, whatever endeavor we put, we cannot do anything better, whatever the maximum limit set by the destiny. But if we become devotee, if we are chanting the holy names of the Supreme Lord, then we change the jurisdiction from karma's jurisdiction to Krishna's jurisdiction. And now this upper limit has no bound. It actually depends on Krishna. So Krishna can modify this upper limit. We have also discussed that why we need to become Krishna conscious. Because in this material world, by default, we are bound to commit sinful activities. So we cannot stay completely perfectly without committing any sinful activity. Whatever we are eating or whatever we are doing, so sinful activities will be there. So There are three things. Karma means pious activity, vikarma means sinful activity, and then akarma, which is devotional service. So if we do pious activity, then our pious credits will be building up. And when something good happens to us, those pious credits are exhausted. If we do vikarma or sinful activity, those activities which are not sanctioned in the scriptures, then we will commit sinful activity and our sinful account will go higher. And when we suffer due to some karmic reaction, the sinful account is getting exhausted. There is another alternative which is called akarma, and this is the prescription of Bhagavad Gita. This is called devotional service, working in consciousness of Krishna, working in Krishna consciousness. So if you see the third chapter and fifth chapter, they talk about this principle of Bhagavad Gita, acting in Krishna consciousness. So we are meant to do akarma, not karma and vikarma. Okay. So extension of this is this particular topic of Manavseva versus Madhavseva. So we will discuss about this. So the topic Manavseva versus Madhavseva, what does it mean? Let us analyze the terms. So Manavseva, Manav means human beings and Seva means service. So Manavseva means serving the humanity. On the other hand, Madhava is one of the names of Krishna, and Madhavseva refers to service to God. So essentially, this is service to humanity versus service to God. So, what is recommended? Which one is more important? So, we will analyze them. So, what is Manavseva? We are serving the humanity by giving, by supplying their material needs. Like someone is poor, he is not able to get proper meals. So we are providing some food to that person, and that is absolutely perfect. We are offering clothes to a person who does not have that. So these kind of activities come under Manavseva, or pious activities, philanthropic activities, opening school, college, hospitals like that. So that is a good thing to do, and that is called karma or pious work. Right? So Manavseva comes to this category, pious activity or karma. And what is Madhavseva? Madhavseva means devotional service. It comes under the category of akarma. Now, what happens? If we do Manavseva, we will get pious activity, and that our pious credit will go up, and we can expect something good to happen with us because we are doing good to others. According to the law of karma, it will come back to us. So something good will happen to us. But then when something good happens to us, that pious credit goes down again. So this account is not permanent, right? This is a pious credit and this is not permanent. And another is Madhavseva. So Madhavseva means akarma or devotional service. This account is permanent. There is no debit from this account, only credit. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 2.40, talks about this principle that devotional credits are indestructible. Neha vikramana susti prattava yana vidyate salpamapyasya dharmasya trayate mahato bhayat. In this endeavor, or in the endeavor of Krishna consciousness or devotional service, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. So first thing is, this account is inexhaustible, and the Manavseva account or the pious credit is exhaustible. Now, if we think from a higher perspective, so when we are trying to help someone by providing the material necessities, then what we are doing actually? Suppose we are giving food to someone who is hungry. Yes, we can give them food, but how much food a living entity requires? Every day it requires food 3 times, right? So if I am giving someone food for or one meal, I'm not doing a lot to that person. I cannot feed that person for the entire lifetime. So that's the first thing. How much we are contributing. But still, it is a good thing that, okay, whatever I can help, I should help. Even if I am not able to take care for the entire lifetime, whatever I can, I should do. Yes, that is definitely the case. So first of all, I am offering food to that person, and the limitation is I cannot take care for an entire lifetime. And what to speak of an entire lifetime? That person will again take birth according to karma. What happens in the next life? So, if you want to really help a person, we have to understand how we should act so that we can maximize our help to that person. Giving food, clothing, shelter, one time, this is a good thing to do. But is it the maximum possible benefit that we can do to that person? So we have to understand. Now, Manavseva or philanthropic activities are not prohibited, but the recommendation is along with doing the Manavseva, you also do, you also connect that person with Krishna. Because if you connect that person with Krishna, then Krishna can take care of that person lifetime after lifetime, which you cannot do. So if we are giving food, clothing, shelter to some person, we should also speak Krishna Katha or the philosophy so that that person gets connected to Krishna, or at least the person starts chanting the holy names. Then what will happen? Eventually, that person will not take birth again in the material world. Taking birth in the material world means confronting the miseries like birth, old age, disease, death. And there are other types of miseries in the material world like Adi Atmika Klesha, Adi Bhautika Klesha, Adi Daivika Klesha. Adi Atmika Klesha means miseries due to our own body and mind. Some the body in the body there are so many diseases. In the mental platform also people are suffering from mental diseases, depression, etc. So these all things come under the category of Adi Atmika Klesha. Then comes Adi Bhautika Klesha. You are your body and mind is okay, but other living entities are tormenting you. Suppose a snake bites you, so that's a misery that's caused by other living entities. So this is called Adi Bhautika Klesha. Then another type of misery in the material world is Adi Daivika Klesha, or natural calamities. Miseries due to the natural calamities like flood, volcanic eruption, and drought, etc. So taking birth in this material world is very painful. Therefore, Krishna says that Mamupetya Punarjanma Dukkhalayama Shashvatam Napnuvanti Mahatmana Samsiddhim Paramam Gatam. So Krishna says this is Dukkhalayama Shashvatam. This material world is full of misery. So therefore, we have to keep this goal in our mind that if we really want to help some person, we have to make that person free from the bondage of this repeated birth and death. That is the real help. Because otherwise, we are feeding that person once, and then for eternity, millions of lifetimes, that person is taking birth in this material world and suffering. So, yes, we should help the person with food, clothing, shelter, but at the same time, we should give spiritual knowledge. Donation of food or donation of material is considered to be inferior to the donation of knowledge. And if you give spiritual knowledge, that is even more greater than giving material knowledge. Because if you give someone material knowledge, like in school, colleges, with that knowledge, a person can make a lots of money and he can buy all those different materials like food, clothing, and shelter. So giving a donation of material knowledge is greater than material goods or necessities. And donation of the spiritual knowledge is even greater than donation of material knowledge, because the spiritual knowledge can take you out from the sufferings of this material world. Now let us understand this principle with a simple analogy. So suppose there is a multi-billionaire person who is a owner of a company and he has a son. The son is very adamant and he does not want to listen to the different advices of his father. And the son eventually gets out of the home and he does not like the father. He just goes out of the home and says, I will not come back. Okay. So the child has some money with him. So within a few days, that money is exhausted. And now the child is suffering in the street. Initially, the child thought that I will become independent if I leave home. But now the child is more dependent on others' mercy. When the child was at the home with father, all his different desires were being fulfilled by the father. But now the child has to depend on the mercy of others. So the child in illusion thinks I am now more independent, but actually he was more independent in the home, but he is now dependent on the mercy of the others. So this is the same illusion that happens with us. We think that I will not surrender unto Krishna. I will not take the shelter of the Supreme Lord. I will become independent. But if we do not take the shelter of the Supreme Lord, we will be under the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord, and we will be tormented by the illusory energy. We will be coming into the material world and we will suffer. So just like the child, this is our illusion that not surrendering to God is greater independence. This is complete illusion. So now what happens? The child is suffering in the street, he is begging. And one of the employees of that multi-billionaire father was coming to office, and that employee could spot that, oh, this is the son of my owner. And the son is begging. He was shocked that what happened? This my owner's son is now begging in the street. So the little child was begging for $1, and this employee gave him $10 and comes back to the owner and says that, oh, I spotted your son was begging in the streets and he was asking me for $1 and I gave him $10. So he is thinking I have done a great job. And the owner immediately, he was very angry on the employee that if you have spotted my child in the street, why didn't you take him to me? You are donating him $10. You know that the expense of one day for my son is equivalent to your 1 month salary. So how dare you to give him a donation of $10? You should have immediately caught him and you should have made him understand that you should not do like this, and you should have brought him to me. Instead of doing that, what you are doing, you are giving him $10. What do you think? So the owner was very much angry on that. And this is natural, right? The best thing which the employee could have done to bring the child in contact with the father. Because if I give him $10 also, that is very temporary. Within a few hours, that will be exhausted. But if the child comes to the father eternally or lifelong, the father can take care of the child. That is the best service we can do to that child. So similarly, giving immediate help to a person who is suffering is good. We can give them food, clothing, shelter. But if we do not give the spiritual knowledge, then that donation has no value. So therefore, the strategy of ISKCON is, there are many other spiritual organizations who focus on this part of Manavseva, philanthropic activities. But ISKCON focuses on both philanthropic activities, and ISKCON more focuses on this Madhavseva part. So during COVID, different organizations, they were giving donations of food. So if you take the statistics, ISKCON has given the maximum. ISKCON is one of the greatest spiritual organizations who contributed maximum food relief during COVID. Worldwide, something like 15 crore plates were being distributed every day. So, and if you see the statistics of other organizations, I was just checking. So a particular ISKCON center, on an average, it was giving out 50,000 plates per day. And other organizations, a particular organization, like one center was giving out maximum 1,000, 2,000. So in that statistics also, ISKCON is much ahead than other so-called institutions who only focus on philanthropism. So now, so this is not only food, this is prasad, whatever ISKCON is giving, that food is already offered to the Supreme Lord. So if someone eats that prasad, not only the material hunger will be mitigated, but that person will get some spiritual upliftment also. And it will change the consciousness of that person and bring that person more closer to Krishna. And along with that, the devotees, they were telling people to chant the holy names of the Supreme Lord. They were distributing books so that people understand the philosophy of Krishna consciousness. So this is the real care. We are here in the material world. Everyone is the children of the Supreme Lord. And in that sense, we are all brothers and sisters. So just like elder brother who is mature, he should guide the younger brother who is immature to follow the instructions of the father, because the father is more experienced, and whatever the father will say is for the benefit of the child. So similarly, those people who could understand this philosophy of Bhagavad Gita are considered to be elder brothers who are mature, and they should help the younger brothers who are immature, who are still trying to enjoy this material world. They are under the illusion. Uh, so the elder brothers should try to bring them more closer to Krishna. So that's the point, that Manavseva or philanthropic activities are good, but if that is done with Madhavseva, then it is perfect. Otherwise, this is very temporary. And therefore, preaching is the highest welfare activity. Whatever knowledge we are receiving from Bhagavad Gita, we should read Bhagavad Gita and preach the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. Because many people do not know this philosophy, they are suffering in the material world. There is another similar story given here. So we will read that. Once there was a rich man who went to Srila Prabhupada to meet him. On his discussion, he asked, why do we invest so much in these practices and temples? Rather, we should give them in charity for the poor. Again, that person is advocating for philanthropic activities. Hearing this, Srila Prabhupada narrated him a story which is as follows. There was a small boy who went with his family in a mela, a place where many people gather to have fun, probably a fair. But he got lost from his family and started crying. Seeing this man, came and gave him some chocolates and went away. The boy for a minute stopped crying, but as soon as the chocolate was finished, he started crying once again and started shouting, Mom, Dad, where are you? Seeing this, another person came and gave him some food to eat and went. The boy was still crying. Third person saw this and he was slightly rich, so he came and gave him clothes. But did the child stop crying? No. Seeing all this, a wise person came and asked the child, why is he crying? Took the child, gave him some food to eat, and called his parents and gave them his son back. Seeing his parents now, the child was happy and satisfied. Prabhupada asked, who is a wise and intelligent person? The man replied, obviously the last person. Srila Prabhupada continued, similarly, we are lost in this world. So the most important duty of the person is to give them spirituality so that we can return to our eternal parents. So this is the thing. The last person gave him some food so that it causes immediate relief, but at the same time, it gives a permanent solution, brings the child in contact with the mother and father. So similarly, if we can bring a living entity in contact with Krishna, then the problem is permanently solved. Okay. So this is Manavseva versus Madhavseva. So now if we just conclude this section, karma and destiny, what we learned so many things. What is karma, akarma, vikarma, how karma and destiny works. So now what should we do? So our goal is to burn all the karmas, whether it is pious activity or sinful activity. Both pious and sinful credits we have to burn, because if we have pious credits also, we have to take birth to fulfill the reactions of our pious credits. If we have sinful credits also, we have to take birth. And taking birth in this material world means again some sinful reactions, again some pious reactions, and again we have to take birth. So we have to altogether mitigate all the karmic accounts, and that is only possible by devotional service. So there are 5 components of devotional service which are very important. So these are the 5 do's. And in the next slide, we will see 4 don'ts. So essentially, this is Krishna consciousness. These 5 do's and 4 don'ts. If we follow them gradually, the account of our karma will be reducing. And when the account will be 0, we will be liberated. Even if we are in the material world, we can be liberated. And that state is called Jivan Mukta. Srila Rupa Goswami says, Iha jasya harir dashe karmana manasa gira nikhilasva abhivastasho jivan muktasha uchchatem. So if a person is working in Krishna consciousness, And by practice of devotional service, that person has exhausted all the karmic accounts. Although that person is living in the material world, he is not in the material world and he is considered to be a liberated person. Right? So this state is called Jivan Mukta. You are living, but you are liberated. So all the pure devotees are in this Jivan Mukta state, and we can also gradually attain that state. In Bhagavad Gita, this state is given different names like Brahma Bhuta state or Sthita Pragya state, like that. So, what are the 5 do's we can do? A, for association of devotees. If we go out of the association of devotees, we cannot maintain our practice of Krishna consciousness. So, therefore, it is important. Reading the books like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, these are different scriptures. Chanting the holy names of the Supreme Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Taking diet as Krishna Prasadam, we will discuss deep into this topic today. What should be our diet? And visiting the holy dhams, like different holy places where Lord Krishna, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had their pastimes. And if you follow these things, eventually we will be ecstatic. We will get spiritual bliss. So that is the 5 things we have to do, 5 do's, A, B, C, D, E, association of devotees, books, chanting the holy names, diet, and ecstasy. And there are 4 things which we should not do. Just like to cure any disease like diabetes, there are 2 components. One is you have to take the medicine, and other is you have to avoid certain foods which can aggravate your disease. So similarly, to cure our spiritual disease, what we have to do, we have to do these 5 positive things which will act like medicine to cure our disease. At the same time, we have to refrain from committing these 4 sinful activities: intoxication, illicit sex, meat eating, and gambling. So if we do not commit these sinful activities, our sinful account will be stopped. And if we continue these 5 things, we will be gradually purified and we can burn off all our karmas. So that's the point. Now, let us focus on this part, diet. Why Krishna Prasad is recommended? So there are different types of food, right? Vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegan. So what should be the diet? So let us discuss. So why embrace this vegetarianism? So largely, non-vegetarianism is not approved because it causes a lot of violence and that is a sinful activity. So vegetarianism, first we have to understand why vegetarianism. Then within vegetarianism, we will see there is certain problems. And therefore, we will move to Krishna Prasad. So first the transition from non-vegetarian to vegetarian, then vegetarian to Krishna Prasad. We are what we eat. Whatever we eat, that influences our consciousness. Now, if we compare our anatomy of the human body with carnivores and herbivores, right? Then we can spot something. If you compare the facial muscles, the carnivore, it is reduced to allow wide mouth gap. And in herbivore, this is well developed, human well developed. The jaw motion, carnivore, minimal side to side motion. But for herbivore, there is good side to side motion. So human also, they have a very good side to side motion of the jaws, which matches with the herbivore. The teeth, carnivores are short and pointed, herbivore broad, flattened, spade shaped, same as humans. Canine teeth are very long and sharp for carnivore, but for herbivore, tall and short, and for human, short and blunted. Molar teeth for carnivore sharp. Even the molar teeth are sharp for the carnivore animals, but for herbivore and human, they are flattened. Chewing, none. Almost there is no chewing. Swallows the food whole. But herbivore and human being, there is extensive chewing. The pH of the saliva, this is very, very acidic. Carbohydrate digesting enzymes not present. Only meat digesting enzymes are there. For herbivore and human, the pH of the saliva is alkaline because the carbohydrate digesting enzymes are present. The stomach pH for carnivore is less than 1. For herbivore and human, it is in the range 4 to 5. Length of the small intestine for carnivore, it is 3 to 6 times the body length. For herbivore, 10 times the body length. For human, 10 to 11 times the body length. Now, why for herbivore animals, the length of the intestine is very, very large? Because if vegetarian food stays within your intestine for a long time, they will not cause harm. And they needs to stay because there are lots of fibers and all that that require some time to digest. But for the carnivore animals, if meat stays in the body for a long time, it will cause deterioration in the inner walls of the intestine. And therefore, we can see the diseases like piles and fistula. So, therefore, uh, for human beings, because the length of the small intestine is more, this is not designed to consume meat. If we consume meat, then there is a possibility of this kind of diseases. The colon, for carnivore, simple, short, and smooth. For herbivore, it is long, complex, and human also long, complex. So actually, although we label human beings as omnivorous animals, but actually human body is designed to only take the vegetable, fruits, and all. And in the human body, there is a special characteristics that whatever you will train your body will start accommodating that. So therefore, some people who are eating non-veg, their body has accommodated uh, to digest that, but this is not recommended. This is not the original, or this is not the spontaneous nature of the human body to digest meat. In the perspiration also we can see carnivores, they have no skin spores and they perspire through the tongue to cool the body. Herbivore and humans, they have millions of skin pores. The nails also sharp, flattened nails, flattened nails. So the anatomy we saw that it matches with herbivores. And there are many doctors, they are giving many seminars to prove that how we should reduce the meat consumption and human body is not fit for eating meat. So there are many seminars which are being taken by doctors who are not devotees. Devotees will always say that you should take to vegetarian diet, but even materialistic doctors, they are also warning us that we should not, we should move to plant-based food. Okay, if we now, so we saw the anatomical part. Now, health and nutrition. Let us look at the nutritional value of a vegetarian diet. Can a vegetarian food ensure a balanced diet for good health? There is a most popular myth. If I do not eat meat, I will suffer from lack of protein. But elephant is a powerful animal, yet he never eats meat. So an elephant, all the tissues of the body of an elephant is made up of that grass only. From grass, it is transformed into the different muscles of the body. So this is a myth that you will not get protein unless you eat the animal-based food. By eating plant-based food also, you can have all those requirements. Researchers at Max Planck Institute, Germany have shown most vegetables, fruits, seeds, nuts, and grains are excellent sources of complete proteins. So if you combine all them, if you just stick to one particular item, then maybe all the required nutrients will not be available in that particular item. Suppose if somebody only eats rice, then he may not get all the nutrients. But if that person takes two different vegetable, fruits, milk, seeds, nuts, and pulses, then he will get all the required proteins. And now by practical analysis also you can see there are millions of devotees worldwide, ISKCON devotees. They do not take to non-vegetarian diet and they are completely sattvic, but they are more healthy than the other people. You will hear no case that a ISKCON devotee is admitted into the hospital due to lack of protein. No, they have more stamina even. There was one devotee, Amoglila Prabhu, he was saying that non-devotee came to him and Amoglila Prabhu took their non-devotee for a tour of the entire temple. And they were running to cover the all places of the temple to do some exercise also. So Amoglila Prabhu could do 3 rounds of the whole temple, and that non-devotee who was eating meats and non-vegetarian food were very tired after making 1 round only. So if you analyze in the respect of stamina also, vegetarian diet gives you more stamina. And recently I could find this in UCLA Health also, that UCLA is also recommending that, do you really need to eat beef and other meats? No. You can get all the protein and most nutrients you need from the plant-based foods. In addition, plant foods come with beneficial ingredients such as fiber, health-enhancing phytochemicals, but animal proteins often come with unhealthy substances such as saturated fat, plus plant proteins have a significantly smaller carbon footprint. So you can see the protein is almost same. Saturated fat, which is bad for health, is more in the meat, and fiber is more in the plant-based food, whether fiber is 0 in the meat. Iron is also there, calories are similar, carbon footprint is very, very less, which is beneficial for the planet Earth. And here the carbon footprint is very high. And there are very famous vegetarians, we can see, these are famous persons. So there are scientists who did not lack intelligence by moving into vegetarian diet. Plato, Socrates, Pythagoras, Leonardo da Vinci. And there are vegetarian bodybuilders as well, sports personalities, right? So you will not lose anything. This is actually a myth that you will not get enough nutrition. So this is a myth. So people do not require to eat meat, but they are eating to satisfy their tongue. That is the only reason. And what is the health reasons? Different effects of non-vegetarian food on health. Heart disease, which is the number one killer. So 90 to 97% of the heart disease can be prevented by a vegetarian diet. Who says? The Journal of American Medical Association. They say this. And excess protein also cannot be stored in our body. They must be secreted through the kidneys, which is a very taxing process. And if you keep on like adding more proteins to your body, your kidneys may be affected because they have to filter more and more. The second disease, cancer, the number two killer. So cooked meat and fish contains carcinogens, which sometimes attack the cell's genetic material or DNA after it and develop cancer. So there is another study, like I was sharing, that in our scriptures, there is a recommendation that every 15 days you have Ekadasi Brata and you have to fast on the Ekadashi. This is very, very scientific. So few days back, there was a Nobel-winning scientific research, and they were researching on a particular part of the DNA. And they thought that this particular part of the DNA does not code for anything, and it must be an error in the creation of the Supreme Lord. And therefore they were telling, oh, see, things have been generated randomly. There is no creator because we have found this part of the DNA which does not code for anything. So later on, they found by research that actually that part of the DNA is coding for something. And that region is called telomere. And it's like in the shoelace, front part of the shoelace, we have a cap. And that cap actually protects the shoelace. If the cap is destroyed, very easily the whole lace will be destroyed. So similarly, that telomere portion of the DNA is actually an indicator of longevity. If the telomere is very small and it is deteriorating, then you have to understand that this living entity will not be living this living entity is going to die very soon. So that is an indicator of our longevity. So scientists kept on doing research how to increase our longevity and how to protect or preserve that telomere part. And they could find that the foods which are more oxidizing, like this meat and fish and eggs, they increase the metabolism of our body, and oxidation of our body increases by eating them. And that causes more rapid deterioration of the telomere portion of the DNA. And therefore, our longevity reduces if we take more to this meat and fish, these kind of things. And on the other hand, fresh vegetables, fruits, these are full of antioxidants and they act like anti-aging process in our body. So they slow down the aging process. So therefore, and they find out that Fasting is also a very important thing. If you fast on regular basis, then the preservation of the telomere portion happens very nicely. And they could find out the optimum frequency for fasting is 15 days, once in 15 days, which exactly matches with the Ekadasi fasting. So whatever is prescribed in our scriptures, those things are very, very scientific. And after many, many years of scientific research, they are ultimately finding this. Previously, they thought this is some error in the creation of the Supreme Lord. So the point is that this kind of non-vegetarian food, they cause more oxidation in our body and reduce our longevity. Meat contains 14 times more chemicals and pesticide than plant foods. So there is a principle called biomagnification. It says the higher you go up in the food chain, the more concentrated the pesticides become. Suppose the concentration of pesticide here in the level of zooplankton is 0.04 parts per million. When it comes to small fishes, it becomes 0.5. When it comes to large fishes, it becomes 2. So when you go up the food chain, if you directly consume the producer or the vegetation, you will consume less pesticide. And when that vegetation is being consumed by an animal and you are eating that animal, then you are actually consuming more pesticide. So this principle is called biomagnification. And there are lots of annual healthcare cost due to this different kinds of disease by this non-vegetarian diet. And this is one of the issues. This non-vegetarian diet is one of the reasons for world hunger also. 20 million people die annually as a result of malnutrition. Meat consumption in rich countries is the key cause for hunger around the world, UN Secretary General. So what is the point? 16 kg of grain can be fed to 20 people, but that 16 kg grain is required for an animal to generate 1 kg of meat, and that meat can be consumed by 2 people. So therefore we can see this is the reason for world hunger. If everyone moves to vegetarian diet, this can be solved very easily. And there are other statistics also how it is doing. Okay. If everyone adopted a vegetarian diet, current food production would theoretically feed 10 billion people, more than the projected population for 2050. And there are cruelty aspect also. So we have seen different anatomical analysis, health reasons, nutrition, and now cruelty. Inside the slaughterhouse, there is a very cruel scenario. Hens are so tightly packed in the battery cages that they cannot move an inch during their engagement. Hens are forced to lay up to 200 to 220 eggs every year, leading to weakened bones, feather loss, etc. And they become very, very weak. So they are being tortured. And this is the reality inside the slaughterhouse. The animals had to go through this kind of cruel activities for us to. So we are receiving a plate, a non-vegetarian plate, and behind the scenes, this is all happening. And what about the male chicks? The male chicks are of no commercial value for the slaughterhouses. So what they do? Male chicks are either packed into garbage plastic bags to suffocate to death or thrown away in the trash cans. Another practice is, this is terrible. The recent trend is to grind the male chicks alive, grind them alive, and use it as a high fertility manure for the farms. So this is the fate of the innocent animals. And therefore, the cruelty aspect is very, very, it's like it is intolerable. In the US alone, 660,000 animals are killed for meat every hour. Every hour, this amount of animals are being killed. The average per capita consumption of meat in the US, Canada, in Australia is 200 pounds per year. Manure fumes and rotting carcasses will force the workers to wear gas masks. So this is the inside of the slaughterhouse. And we don't see this. We just see the plate of meat coming in front of us. This is extremely terrible. Number of meat and egg producing animals slaughtered each year in the world, 24.1 billion animals are slaughtered every year. Can you imagine? Okay, So there are different courts of different personalities who also support this vegetarianism, and they are opposing this slaughterhouse culture. And what about the eggs? Are eggs vegetarian? Eggs are of two kinds actually. One is fertilized eggs, and from the fertilized eggs, new birds can come, like new chicks can come, which forms by coming into physical contact with the cocks. And the second type of eggs are, they are unfertilized eggs. Okay. Sometimes they say this second category is ahimsa egg. That means you are not killing an embryo. But what happens in the first case, if you eat this kind of egg, then you are actually killing the embryo, and that is sinful. But in the second case, this is actually menstrual waste of hen, right? Menstrual waste of hen. So how can we eat that? This is a very untouchable thing, right? For humans also, we cannot eat that. What to speak of other species? But we do not think about this thing when we eat. So in both forms, the first category or the second category, they are uneatable, basically. These eggs are expulsion of unwanted matter from the hen's uterus. To make more money out of these eggs, commercial promoters are now describing them as vegetarian eggs, ahimsa eggs, but these are not vegetable products. As soon as the hens lay eggs, these hens are rolled out of the greder net, and these hens are deprived of the instinctive satisfaction of brooding over the eggs. This is done because a hen which does not sit on the egg lays another egg quickly. So they are also tortured in a very drastic way to produce eggs. Leonardo da Vinci is also supporting vegetarianism, Bernard's law. And this meat-eating culture, this actually propagates violence, war along the world. So our nature becomes violent. The quality of food that we will eat will decide our nature. If you are more eating this kind of food, like meat, our nature will be more violent, and that will cause uh, disharmony in the world, war and all, Leo Tolstoy, etc. Okay, so the last aspect is karmic consequences. What happens? Srila Prabhupada is telling, by killing animals, not only we will be bereft of human form, but we will have to take an animal form. And somehow or other, to be killed by the same type of animal we have killed. This is the law of nature. So if you are killing some animal and eating them, according to the law of karma, we will have to take another birth, and that particular animal will eat us. The Sanskrit word mamsa means meat. It is said, mamsa khadati iti mamsaha. That is, I am now eating this flesh of an animal who will someday in the future be eating my flesh. That is the meaning of the Sanskrit word mamsaha, or meat. That I am eating you now, but you will eat me in the future. So in the Mahabharata, there is a mention that who are actually liable of this sinful reaction. The purchaser of the flesh performs violence by wealth. He who eats the flesh does by enjoying its taste. The killer does himsa by actually trying and killing. All of these are to be considered meat eaters. The person who is killing, who is eating, and who is purchasing, who is cooking, so they will get karma. Srila Prabhupada says, in the human society, if one kills a man, he has to be hanged or punished. That is the law of the state or government. Because of ignorant people do not perceive that there is a complete state controlled by the Supreme Lord. Every living creature is the son of the Supreme Lord, and he does not tolerate even an ant's being killed. One has to pay for it. So there is a judgment or a government in the universal cosmic scale also, and we have to be punished if we are killing other animals for our satisfaction. Those who are animal killers, their brain is dull as stone. Therefore, meat eating should be stopped. In order to revive the finer tissues of the brain to understand subtle things, means spiritual things. Those who are eating meats, their brain will become dull in terms of accepting spirituality. They will not be able to understand the philosophy of Gita. They may do certain material things well, They may do materialistic research well, but they will not be able to understand spiritual philosophy, because it will make their consciousness more covered in ignorance. So here are some quotes. Okay, so now there is another thing that, okay, we now understand why non-vegetarian foods are bad. Now, even if we are eating vegetarian food, there is some minimum amount of himsa we have to do in the plant diet also. Plants and trees also have souls. Isn't killing them, eating them killing? Yes. One living entity is food for another in the struggle for existence. This is called Jivo Jivasya Jivanam principle. So whatever you eat, animals or plants, you have to kill. And otherwise, you cannot maintain or sustain yourself. So one animal is the food of another in the food chain. So therefore, we can see now who is the food of whom. That is not decided by us. That is already decided by the Supreme Lord in the scriptures. And if you act accordingly, you will not get sinful activity. Like for a tiger, it is sanctioned that a deer is food for tiger. So if a tiger is killing a deer, there is no sinful activity. If a human being is killing some goat or chicken, that is not approved in the scriptures. For a human being, the recommendation is a lacto-vegetarian diet, meaning vegetables, fruits, nuts, and grains and milk products. So these are the diet mentioned, sanctioned for human beings. So if you are doing that, you are not doing sinful activity. If we eat our designated food, lacto-vegetarian diet, in a way prescribed by the Lord, we are freed from all sins. But now again, nowadays, the cows are also being victim of violence to produce more milks. So some devotees are rejecting milk also because that is coming from himsa. But the thing is, if we are drinking milk, so anyway that particular cow is being tortured. But when we offer that milk to Krishna, that cow gets benefit. So therefore, some devotees prefer drinking milk and some do not. This is the personal decision. So in Bhagavad Gita, there are two quotes. We will finish with this, which actually imply this principle. So Bhagavad Gita 3.13 says, Jagyasishtashino santo muchante sarva kilvishai bhunjate te tu agham papa jepachantyatma karanat. The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Offered first for sacrifice means you have to offer that food to Krishna. Everything belongs to Krishna. So when you are eating something, you have to offer that to Krishna. That Krishna, you have given me this food, I'm offering back. And when you offer to Krishna, whatever minimal sinful reactions are present, that is also released. Like in vegetarian diet also, if you have to kill some plant, there is some sinful reactions in the food. But when you offer that to Krishna and you pray to Krishna, please accept this and I will take prasadam, then when you eat prasadam, this is completely karma free. So you cannot expect a happy life by eating sinful activities. So Krishna is telling, others who prepare food for their personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. They are not eating food, they are eating sin. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita. So if you do not offer and eat, you are consuming sin through eating. If you are eating non-vegetarian food, then this is greater sin, and vegetarian food also lesser sin. But if you offer that to Krishna, no sin. So we have to offer to Krishna. But now somebody may say, okay, I will offer meat also to Krishna. Then I will eat. What is the problem? So for human beings, provided with food grains, vegetables, fruits, milk by the grace of the Lord, and this is prescribed for human beings. Now, if somebody says, I can offer meat to Lord, what is the answer? Krishna says, no, you cannot offer anything to me. But you can offer in Bhagavad Gita 9.26, Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam jome bhaktya prajachati tadaham bhakti upahritam ashnami prajatatmanaha. If one offers me with love and devotion a leaf, flower, fruit or water, I will accept it. And these are not mere leaf, flower, fruit or water. These are 4 categories of food. Patram, pushpam, phalam, toyam. Patram means all the vegetables or all the different vegetations. That is coming under patram. Pushpam means flowers. flowers you can offer for worship also. And some flowers are edible also. Just like one example is cloves. This is a masala used in Indian cooking. That is actually a flower. Then phalam. Phalam means all the different fruits and grains. That comes under the category of phalam. And toyam means water and milk products. So these things you can offer like to vegetarian diet. And the milk preferable is if you have a goshala, if you are maintaining cows, and by not doing any kind of violence, you are taking the milk, not not making the calf starve. If you are extracting milk, then it is good. That is recommended. So if you offer food to Krishna, that is called Krishna Prasadam. Nourishment of the body and nourishment of the soul both happens. And this is completely karma free. Otherwise, even if you are taking vegetarian diet, there is also some sinful activity. So that's the logic behind what should be our diet. Therefore, we should have only Krishna Prasadam. Right? So do you have any questions on this topic? Then we can quickly have one round of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then we will end here. Any questions?
Hi, Ratan.
Hi. Yes.
I have a very small question from your slide 17.
Okay. Let me go.
17 or 11. The graph of karma versus result.
Okay. I see. From this one, you mean?
11, yeah.
Okay.
So, like here you said, if someone becomes devotee, then they are free of this equation. So, what, like if a person cannot become ISKCON, ISKCON associated, then what do you think is the smallest way? Like, what are the smallest ways to become a devotee? And in a very simple and not intense way of being devotees.
Yeah, very nice question. So see, the point of ISKCON is very, very systematic. And if you are in ISKCON, you are following the philosophy of Bhagavad Gita very, very systematically. And I personally like that. But if someone is not comfortable with that, the point is you have to follow the Bhagavad Gita philosophy. If you are following it through ISKCON, then this is very good because ISKCON covers all the different aspects. But if you want to do it in a simple way, there is only one verse from Bhagavad Gita. You just follow this verse and everything is satisfied. This verse comes in the 18th chapter. By reciting the whole Gita, then Krishna at the end of the 18th chapter says to Arjuna, Arjuna, you may forget everything, whatever I told. Just focus on this only one thing and I will take care of you. And that is this verse. Krishna says, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mame vaishyashi satyam te pratijane priyoshi me. So Krishna says 4 things you do and rest I will do. 4 things. Always think of me, means always do any activity, try to offer that to me. Become my devotee. Means you do some amount of chanting or take my names, hear my glories, like that. Worship me and offer your homage or obeisances or pranam unto me. So just do these 4 simple things, and then you will be considered a devotee. So this is a very simple thing.
So do you think this is the philosophy which has been given by our initial gurus and sadhus to the people who practice grihastha?
Yeah,
so that's
both are the principle is same for both, but the execution style is different. So in ISKCON also 99% devotees are grihasthas only and 1% are brahmachari. So the principle is same. The brahmacharis are also following this principle and the grihasthas also following this, but they do it. So the principle is same and details may be different. So like
so what I'm saying is, like, the people who are associated with ISKCON, they understand the depth and what you explained to us.
Yeah.
But the normal grihastha person who are not awakened or who are not enlightened, to them, I think this principle is given so that they don't
Yes.
understand a lot, but they follow this.
Yeah, yeah.
They worship daily in the morning, and
Exactly.
they try to go to satsang.
So in the scriptures, this is also mentioned that the whole point of all the philosophy is that you have to chant the holy names of the Lord. If you even want to minimize these four principles and boils down to one principle, that one principle is chanting. So the point of whole philosophy is to bring us to the point of chanting. Therefore, chanting is very, very important. Chanting is the food for soul. If you are not doing anything else also, just chant. That chanting means I'm holding the hand of Krishna. So if a child is walking and holding the hand of the mother, if there is some banana peel coming in the road, the child may slip, but the child will not fall because he is holding the hand of the mother. So similarly, if you are only chanting, then everything will be satisfied. So that is the essence of all scriptures. With understanding, if you are chanting, very good. If you have no understanding and still with simple faith you are chanting, you can still go back to Godhead. The same destination will be achieved without understanding also. But this rarely happens in Kali Yuga, that if you do not understand the philosophy, you will not have the motivation to continue chanting. Therefore, understanding is important. Otherwise, without understanding also, if you keep on chanting, you will achieve success.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. So I know it's a little late, so we'll quickly chant one round.
Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakti. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Hare Hare.
So thank you everyone for attending today's session. We'll again meet next week at the same time. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, can I ask a quick question?
Yes, sorry, I missed that.
Slightly unrelated to this, but I was wondering, I know all the Vishnu forms can offer mukti, but can any Shiv Tattva forms, like if someone worships Shiva, can that offer liberation, worship of Shiva? And then also, would you characterize Shiva as, is he a Jiva Atma or is he in the same category as Vishnu?
Yeah, this is a very nice question actually. So Shiva is not coming under the category of Jiva. So there are 5 tattvas. So first is Jada tattva, or the non-living entities. Then comes Jiva tattva, like animals, humans. The demigods also come under this category, and Lord Brahma also falls under this category. Then comes Shiva tattva, who is greater than Jiva tattva, and then Vishnu tattva. So Shiva tattva is in middle of Jiva tattva and Vishnu tattva, subordinate to Vishnu tattva, but higher than Jiva tattva. And in the Vishnu tattva, there is Krishna, Vishnu, and other incarnations of Krishna. So now what happens if someone worships Shiva?
Yes.
So if someone worships Shiva, Shiva has 2 kinds of devotees. One kind of devotee, they are worshipping Shiva for material gains.
Yes.
So Shiva actually gives those material gains. Therefore, Shivji is also called as Ashutosh. He is very easily pleased and he gives material benedictions also. And there is other devotees who are worshipping Shiva out of pure devotion. They do not expect anything. For such devotees, Lord Shiva will make such an arrangement that they can become Krishna conscious. Because in Srimad Bhagavatam there is a verse, Lord Shiva says, Bhagavantam Vasudevam Prapannasha Priyo Hime. I am most pleased if somebody wants to please me, I am most pleased if that person becomes a devotee of Krishna, because Lord Shiva is himself a pure devotee of Krishna, Vaishnavanam Jatha Shambhu. Therefore, Lord Shiva will direct anyone who is worshipping him with a pure intent towards Krishna consciousness. And also, there is one form of Shiva which is called Sada Shiva.
Yes.
So there are three things: material world, then comes Brahma Jyoti, and then spiritual world. So some people, they worship the impersonal form of the Supreme Lord and they end up reaching Brahma Jyoti. Now, Lord Shiva in the Sadasiv form, he preaches in the Brahma Jyoti region to all those souls who are liberated from the material world, but who are not attached to any form of the Supreme Lord, or who are not attached to any Vishnu Tattva forms. So therefore, they are stuck at Brahma Jyoti. So Lord Shiva preaches them and promotes them to some Vaikunta planets by making them attached to some of the Vishnu forms. So therefore, if someone worships Lord Shiva with a pure intent, eventually they will become a devotee of Krishna. And there are many, many examples in ISKCON you can see. Like his guest Radheshyam Prabhu also, he was sharing, before coming to ISKCON, he was a very staunch devotee of Lord Shiva. And then Lord Shiva directed him and gave the inspiration to become a Krishna devotee. Same for Amoglila Prabhuji. Even I was very much attached to Lord Shiva in my childhood, and then gradually I met devotees. So I think this is a blessing of Lord Shiva that we are able to take up Krishna consciousness.
Well, I know that is the Vaishnava position, but I also know, like I've read that there's also Kailash that's eternal. So
yes, eternal Kailash is also there.
Yeah. So my question is, if someone worships Lord Shiva and they don't.
Okay, so they want to go to Kailash with that desire. Yes, they will go, because Krishna anyway says in Bhagavad Gita that Janti Deva Brata Devan Pitrin Janti Vitri Brata Bhutani Janti Bhuteja Janti Madhyaji Nopimam. So if someone is worshipping the demigods, he will go to the demigods. So if someone is seeing Lord Shiva as a demigod and wants to go to his planet by worshipping him, so that is also one of the material desires. So Shiva will fulfill that. But if someone is worshipping Shiva without any material desire, and he is asking Shiva, whatever you want, you give me, then Shiva will give you Krishna consciousness. But if you have any desire, Shiva will fulfill that.
Or I guess my question is, like, if someone directly worships Lord Shiva in a mood of devotional service, will they get moksha, as in will they get like eternal liberation? I'm not talking about like any sort of material, because I know generally devotees of Lord Shiva generally and of the Devi, they worship for material gains, while generally devotees of Lord Vishnu, they tend to not be as materialistic from what I know. So like if someone worships Lord Shiva in that devotional mood, will they get Lord Shiva's abode, or is the only way that Lord Shiva will kind of give them the benediction to achieve any sort of Vishnu form?
So the point is, Lord Shiva says in Padma Puran that Mukti Pradata Sarvesham Vishnu Revana Samshaya. So if you want eternal liberation, Brahmajyoti or up, then only Vishnu can provide. But if you go to Lord Shiva and ask that I want eternal liberation and you give me that, so Shiva will tell, I cannot give you eternal liberation. If you want eternal liberation, I can redirect you to the worship of Vishnu. And if the devotee says, no, I don't want to worship Vishnu, I want to worship you only and I want eternal liberation, then Lord Shiva can say, okay, the best I can do, I can take you to Kailash. And Kailash is also in between material and spiritual world. So that person, by worshipping Lord Shiva, can go up to Kailash Dham maximum. But to be promoted to Brahmajyoti or spiritual world, Lord Shiva will give him option for the worship of Vishnu. But if he does not take to the worship of Vishnu, he will be there in Kailash.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so thank you everyone. Hare Krishna.